Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys a team comp that I made myself, and you can use this team comp against That Is a Hard in Underground Laboratory. So let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and hop right into the video. All right, so this team comp has like two variations. They're both literally the same exact thing. You're only switching out one character, but this is pretty much the team comp that I am using against That Is a Hard. So as you guys can see, we have the two brand new characters. We have Hat and Kaiser, and we have Flight Eric Mazino, Escanor, and Hua. And you guys might be asking, well, why am I using Flight Eric Mazino in this team? What is he doing? So if you guys haven't watched my Kaiser review video, I said that Kaiser is the best damage dealer in the game, and that is a fact. If you guys literally go check out, the Wells damage, like if you go to Underground Laboratory and you check out the top Wells in the game and you look at their damage, if I come over here, as you guys can see, Kaiser literally has the highest damage output in the game, which is insane. So it is true, she has the highest damage in the game, which is honestly pretty good because I like that character. But the point is, her damage is insane, but I will say that her survivability is absolutely terrible. If Kaiser gets hit one time with an enemy who's like an assassin or who deals good damage, she is dead. So I feel like that's a little bit fair because her damage is crazy. So if they made her a crazy damage dealing unit alongside with a very tanky unit, she'll be absolutely broken. But she's still a busted unit. It's just that they're making us, like, they're pretty much giving us the opportunity to find a counter to Kaiser. So that's the main reason why I'm using Flight Eric Mazino in this team, is because Flight Eric Mazino, he is going to pretty much distract Zahard, and he's going to provide shield to the entire team, which is going to help Kaiser stay alive a lot longer. And of course, we have Escanor, he's going to do provocation, and we have Hats. So Hats, the reason why Hats is in this team is because he can shred Zahard's defense by a ton. If we take a look at his active skill right here, did not mean to take him out. We're going to go ahead and put him back in. But when we take a look at his active skill, he can literally shred the enemy's defense by 140%, which is crazy. That's like the highest defense shred in the game. So most of your damage, like most of Kaiser's damage, is pretty much coming from Hats and his defense shred. If you don't have Hats in his team, Kaiser is not going to be able to deal a ton of damage without Hats and the defense shred. So you need Hats in his team comp. You don't even need Evan. Hats, he can literally survive for a pretty long time in this team. So Hats, you really need him in this team comp. Now next we have Hua. Hua is pretty much going to focus on supporting the team by applying that additional swiftness, and she is going to pretty much help Kaiser deal more damage because she is going to inflict additional attack. If we look at her passive right here, it says increases her allies attack by 40% and crit rate. Kaiser doesn't really benefit from the crit rate because she has guaranteed crit hits, but she is going to benefit from the additional attack. So the additional attack is going to help Kaiser deal more damage, and the swiftness increase is going to help Escanor, Flight Eric Mazino, and Hats pretty much have access to their ultimate. Is going to pretty much speed up their attack animation. So Hats is very, very good in his team comp. Not Hats, but Hua. Very, very good addition in his team. And of course, we have Kaiser, who's going to be your main DPS unit. So let's go ahead and pop this attempt. And I am going to show you guys another team. It's the same exact thing, but I am going to replace Escanor with another character because, some people don't even have Escanor because he is a collab unit. So I'm going to show you guys after I go through this attempt with y'all. But just look at the damage. The damage is so crazy. And of course, the more you level up, the stronger the characters become. So if you're like level 400 in this game, you're gonna deal like, I don't know, let's say 20 billion damage. It's just crazy. So you don't even have to do anything. You can literally just auto mode through all of this, and yeah, we're just gonna completely wipe That Is a Hard here. So Hats already inflicted the defense shred, and just look at this. We already hit 1 billion damage. Absolutely insane. Now you want to make sure that Kaiser is able to stay alive to the point where the amount of damage that she was able to deal reached like 1.5 billion. Now we did die there because there is RNG, of course, RNG is involved, but most of the time, Kaiser, she'll be able to deal as much damage to the point where I was able to reach 1.5 billion damage. So you really just want to, keep restarting over and over again so that you'll be able to do more damage. So we're going to go ahead and restart that because I did deal 1.5 billion damage with this team. So let me see if I can actually hit that again. All right, here we go. So we got the defense shred right there, looking really good. Now we just need Kaiser to stay alive. Go ahead and just do this. Do a lot more faster. All right. Go. Like, you literally have to start spamming so that Kaiser can actually stay alive. So as you guys can see, Kaiser is staying alive now. She's dealing more damage. And she ended up dying, but that's perfectly fine. So we were able to reach like 1.3 billion damage. Was it like, that's honestly pretty good. As long as you're able to reach 1 billion damage, that is really, really nice. So it really depends, right? It really depends on how long your Kaiser stays alive, and this team is the best option because Kaiser's survivability is very fragile. So if you want to increase her survivability, this team will literally increase her survivability by a ton, and you want to make sure that she's able to stay alive for at least, let's say, 1 minute or 30 seconds, because the longer she's alive, the more damage you'll be able to do because she's your only DPS unit in this team. So we were able to deal 1.3 billion damage. Not bad. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the next team comp, but this time Escanor is not included. So if we check the total damage right here, we did 1.39. As you guys can see, I was able to deal 1.5 billion damage, and we made it up to top 20%, which is honestly not that bad. So let's go ahead and move on to next team. Now, if you don't have Escanor, you can use this team right here. It's going to be Blurode. Blurode is going to be the replacement. Now, the reason why Blurode is a good unit to use in this team comp is because Blurode, when we look at his exclusive equipment, it says that Blurode sets the physical and magic resistance of isolated enemies to 0. So he can pretty much, debuff Zahard, and he can allow your Kaiser to deal a ton more damage. So using Blurode against Zahard is a very good option. So we're going to go ahead and pop this attempt right here, and let's see what happens. I think that we're going to be able to deal more damage because we have Blurode. Well, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens here. So we have the swiftness decrease right there. That's pretty much from Blurode. And then we have the defense decrease from Hats. If we can hit 1.5 billion damage, that would be insane. Okay, Kaiser died right there. So you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. As soon as your Kaiser dies, your damage is done. Like, the whole point of this team is to pretty much make sure that Kaiser is able to stay alive as long as possible. I'm going to go ahead and restart that again. Let's restart that, and let's do the same thing. And this is, if you guys are trying to figure out, what's the best formation, I feel like this is the best formation because Yorick Mazino and Hats, of course, are going to be your tank unit, so they have to be in the front row. And of course, Blurode is going to pretty much bring Zahard in the middle right here. So this formation is honestly pretty good. And plus, Yorick Mazino, his ultimate, he's going to knock back Zahard so that he can pretty much stay away from Kaiser. But sometimes Zahard literally puts, not Zahard, but like Yorick Mazino sometimes put Zahard right next to Kaiser. But as you guys can see, we finally got past that tier 31, and now we're in tier 32, and we're about to hit 1.5 million damage. Come on. We were close there, but Kaiser died. But can we actually hit it though? I don't think we're gonna hit it, but we were able to get past that tier 31, which is honestly pretty good. Come on, can we actually get to 1.5 million? I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward and show you guys if we made it to 1.5 billion or not. So I did make it to 1.5 billion damage, and I actually went to save my attempt because I want to, do some more testing with other teams. But this is pretty much, I feel like this is the best team comp so far against Zahard. I mean, the fact that Kaiser's able to stay alive as long as possible, like the fact that she can stay alive past 1 minute and 30 seconds with this team, very, very good. So if you're trying to find a team where Kaiser is going to stay alive, this is literally the best team for her. So Escanor, Flight Eric Mazino, Hua, Hat, and of course Kaiser. So yeah, man, Kaiser is absolutely insane. I mean, she's pretty much proven to us that she is an amazing boss unit. And I do feel like in the future, basic attack will be, the meta in the future, because we have Lero who buffs basic attack. So I feel like Lero's potential is just going to increase more and more. So if we check out the 1.5 billion damage I was able to deal, this was a team that I was using. So I was using Vivi, Kaiser, Hat, Yuri Mazno, and Hua. So if you want to, have two DPS units in your team, you can use Vivi. Vivi's a pretty good option, but I highly recommend you guys to go for Escanor and of course Blorode, because your Kaiser will deal more damage. So if I come down over here up to 1.3 billion, as you guys can see, 1 billion damage from Kaiser. So this team comp, absolutely insane. Highly recommend you guys to use it. It is basically a triple tank team comp, because we have Yurik, who is technically a tank unit, to be honest. He takes a lot of damage. We have Escanor, who's a tank, and we also have Hat. So it is a triple tank team, which is very, very cool. But that's pretty much the team I wanted to show you guys. Absolutely busted team, and I recommend you guys to try it out. So I'll be ending the video at that. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. And I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.